Hi, 4th and 5th graders. Thanks for coming to music class this week. You have been doing lessons on the Baroque period, and today is our third lesson, so hopefully you already know a lot about the Baroque period. The last thing we'll do is one of those cool quiz things, and I will take it against myself, and I am sure that Miss Rebecca will win. But if you don't want to play with me, you can go on to Quaver Music and play against your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad, and you can have probably more fun with it. But if you want to see what my answers are and all that stuff, you can certainly play along with me. That's fine. All right, let's jump in. What do you remember about the Baroque period? We know that it's fancy. We know Bach. What else do you know? Well, we better start with our favorite song. Such a goodie. It's a little slow today. We'll see how patient I am. Here we go. Get it. Yeah. Oh, not yet. Here we go. The Baroque period. The classical period. The romantic period. M-U-S-I-C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. M-U-S-I-C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. Was a fancy time. Bach was in his prime. The fancy Baroque period. Baroque was a fancy time. Bach was in his prime. The fancy Baroque period. C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. M-U-S-I-C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. Classical, had balance and had poise, perfection, beauty, symmetry, not noise. Classical, had balance and had poise, perfection, beauty, symmetry, not noise. P-E-R-I-O-D-S, M-U-S-I-C-A-L, P-E-R-I-O-D-S. Romantic period, bigger and more grand, passion and love always at hand. Romantic period, bigger and more grand, passion and love always at hand. M-U-S-I-C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. M-U-S-I-C-A-L-P-E-R-I-O-D-S. Period. The classical period. The romantic period. Oh, what a jamming song. Love it. All right, what do we have next? We're talking about composers. What is a composer? You should know this. A composer is a person who writes original music. Do you remember this guy, the Red Priest? He did the Four Seasons. Vivaldi, good job. And this one? Bach. How about this one? Yeah, Handel. Good job. Okay, famous Baroque composers. Okay, we got the Four Seasons. You know that one by Vivaldi. Spring is the really famous one, but there are four: spring, summer, fall, winter. Ooh, it is thinking a lot today. Baroque period. Baroque was a fancy time. Bach was in his prime. The fancy Baroque period. Vivaldi. Yes. Okay. Do you remember Handel? Thinking. The Hallelujah chorus. Can you sing it without their help? No? But you can. Handle. Okay, you can listen to the rest if you want. And Bach, of course, with his Brandenburg Concerto. For me, like, Bach is the most famous composer. Vivaldi, I really like the Four Seasons, and a few other of his works stay in my head a lot. He was famous for the violin. So if you want violin music, Vivaldi's your guy. And Handel has his big works. Hallelujah. So good. All right, well, come on, Mr. Internet. Now that you're at home, is your internet doing this too? Just so slow. All right, third movement, Brandenburg Concerto. Oh, it's fancy. Very Baroque. Oh, it's so fancy. So fancy. Good job, Bach. All right, we're gonna learn about Bach. Woohoo! Bach's brain. It's gonna take a minute to load. Are you determined? Bach was about as determined as they come. Learn how one man's journey and determination led to new friends and great things. Enjoy Bach and his fishy story. So, yes, this is a true story. It is being acted out, but it's real. It did happen. Determination. What does determination mean? Bach's brain. Woohoo!
In this tale, Quaver will be playing the role of Bach.
Determination makes anything possible. Whoa! This is tough. Now, let's try with 4. Whoa! That was disaster. Right, what I really need to do is practice to get good at it. What I need is determination. Dun, dun, dun! Determination is setting your mind to do something and not stopping until that something is done. Whether it's learning to tie your shoelaces or building a life-size model of Abraham Lincoln out of bubblegum, it all takes determination. Now, if you ever wanted to find a composer that had determination, it would have to be Johann Sebastian Bach. Bach lived from 1685 to 1750 in a town called Lenneberg, Germany, with his big brother. Bach loved music and wanted to be a great composer. Now, he heard that 30 miles away from his town, there was a brilliant organist named J.A. Reinken.
Yes, I am the brilliant organist J.A. Reinken. Come and see me play sometime, why don't you?
Bach wanted so badly to hear Reinken play, he thought about him, he dreamed about him, he even sang about him.
I love J.A. Reinken, I love J.A. Reinken, let's sing that line again. I love J.A. Reinken.
Bach wanted to go and see him, but back in Bach's day, 30 miles was a very, very long journey. There were no aeroplanes, no cars, no trains, no mini scooters, no motorbikes, no rollerblades, and no feet. Correction, there were feet. Sorry. So guess what Bach decided to do? It's amazing! Listen to this! I know it's so unusual. He decided to walk. Yes, walking. He used his feet. He walked the 30 miles himself. He was determined.
At a walking pace of 5 miles an hour, it would have taken Bach, approximately, it would have taken him 6 hours.
Bart walked and he walked and he walked past all kinds of people and all kinds of places until he was finally there. He listened to the great J.A. Reinken, and indeed, he was a brilliant organist.
I told you I'm a brilliant organist.
But that's not the end of the story. After listening to the great Reinken play, Bart had to walk back home. On his journey home, Bart became hungry and incredibly tired. He spotted a restaurant and a lady who was too full to finish the fish she was eating. I just can't eat another thing. So she threw the fish head onto a pile of rubbish. Bart looked both ways. He tiptoed over to the rubbish pile and took the fish heads for food. As he checked to see if there was still any meat left, a miracle happened. Cue heavenly music. As Bart looked inside both the fish heads, his eyes lit up. His face turned from tiredness to joy, and his tired feet started doing a happy jig. And he started shouting, "Oh, it's a miracle! It's a miracle!" Everyone in the restaurant thought he got mad. But what they didn't know was hidden in the fish heads were 2 coins. "Thank you, God! Thank you for lady who couldn't eat anymore! Thank you, fish heads! I could kiss you, fish heads! Maybe not." Bart's determination had paid off, and he knew that his next journey to hear J.A. Reinken
Remember me, I am the brilliant organist J.A. Reinken.
would be a lot more comfortable. So, be like Bart. Be determined. Keep going. Don't let things stand in your way. You never know what unexpected surprises you might encounter on the way. Determination can pay off. Literally.
Very nice. Okay, so next we will do the little quiz. Woohoo! Let's see what you know about being determination.
6 hours of walking? I don't think I could have done it. All right, now it's time for the quiz. Get ready. First question. Who was the brilliant organist Bach walked to see? J.A. Reinken, J.A. Weinken, J.A. Trainken, or J.A. Quaveton?
Which one did he walk to see? That's right, Reinken.
Great job.
Thank you.
How many miles did Bach have to walk to see J.A. Reinken? 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, or 40 miles?
Well, if you don't remember, it took him 6 hours to walk there, and he was walking 5 miles an hour. So 6 times 5 is 30.
Excellent.
Thank you.
What wonderful thing did Bach find in the icky fish heads? Was it 2 coins, $2, 2 bones, or 2 eyes?
Bum, ba, ba, bum. Totally this one. Faux show.
Boom, chicka boom.
What did Bach want to become? A famous composer, a famous dancer, a famous singer, or a famous pianist?
Well, what are we talking about today? We did a definition. So I think we're learning about composers. Yes.
Boom, chicka boom.
Yeah. A composer writes their own original music. Nailed
What
it.
did Bach have? Courage, funny jokes, determination, or a good attitude?
He had courage. No. He had funny. No. He had determination. I think so.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations! Look at you! You finished the quiz!
Oh, I can't do it. My internet is not nice today. Oh, well. Let's learn a little bit about Bach. I'm not going to go through everything. If you want to log into Quaver Music and talk to Bach and, go through and learn all the facts about him, and there's actually a really fun play along to one of his songs. But anyways, I'll show you all the stuff, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking to Bach. I'll let you do that on your own. But here's Bach. Oh, but we better listen to his song because the song is always fun. Oh, yeah.
When you are talking about composers, you know there really is a lot. There's many you can choose from. Here's what I hope you haven't forgot. He's not a dog, a dreamer, 'cause Schwarzenegger everyone. This man is your Hans Sebastian Bach. He was a keyboard virtuoso. That means that Bach really knew how to rock. Then he had some formal lessons. His virtuosity was so taught. But had about 20 good old times. He was a Baroque era shot. The lead singer of Skid Row, he's not. Use the end and it's all I got. Here's to you and your Hans Sebastian Bach. Your
Hans Sebastian Bach.
Your
Hans Sebastian Bach. Very nice, very nice. Okay, what do we got?
I lived in over 6 different cities in my lifetime.
6 cities, that's a lot.
I played the organ more than any other instrument.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. You can talk to him more if you want. Where did he live? You know where Europe is. I'm gonna go quick. Germany. We've talked about this. Germany is this big one. Here's some facts about Germany. You can read. Yes. Eisenach. Eisenach. I think it's this one. Oh
This is
no.
right.
Oh
This is
no. Oh
This
no.
is Spitze, the highest point.
Okay, I found it. Okay. Here's some information about where he is from, and you can certainly click on that and read lots about it. Here is facts about him. Once again, you can go in, you can click, and learn about his life. Fun stuff. If you do all of that, you should take the quiz and see how you do. The famous music. One of my favorite songs. Famous. How about this one? Do you recognize that one? You should. It's from a lot of scary movies. Let's see if you recognize anything else. It's used in a lot of movies, for sure. Oh, very fancy. How about this one? What's the play along? You know, it would be great if we had instruments like the xylophones and stuff, but because we don't, it's kind of tricky. Anyways, there's a quiz for you to take if you read all the facts and learn more about Bach. If you want to spend some time with the classical period and review, you can go through this book and do a lot of reviewing. There's some about Baroque music in here, but if you want to do some reading about music or learn more, you guys, there's so much information in here. I just can't go through it all in a video that you will watch. So Go through it on your own and have fun. All right. Orchestra seating chart. We've talked about the orchestra, right? And remember, in the Romantic period, the orchestra was huge. And then it got smaller in the classical, and now the smallest one is the Baroque orchestra. Remember, there's a harpsichord in the middle. They have just a few woodwinds, one trumpet, but it's a very small orchestra. Here, listen to the Baroque orchestra. Cool. Here's the classical one. You remember it's bigger and it has a conductor and it has some percussion. Mozart. Classical period. Okay, and then the biggest one was the Romantic, right? They had so many instruments. I kind of miss learning about the Romantic period. It was fun. Okay, anyways, seating charts. The Baroque is the smallest orchestra. All right, let's do a quick assessment. Let's see how you are doing. Start. Which of the following would have been a part of the Baroque period? Fancy clothing and wigs, fancy video games, fancy DVDs. Yeah, for sure. Which of the following are famous Baroque composers? Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Faith Hill, Mozart, Rembrandt, Raphael, or Handel, Bach, and Vivaldi? Yeah, Handel, Bach, and Vivaldi. Faux show. All right, number 3. What is a composer? A person who plays an instrument, a person who writes original music, a person who builds an instrument. B. Yes. A person who writes original music is a composer. What makes Baroque music fancy? Ornaments like trills, turns, and appoggiaturas. Sharp, angry sounds. Powdered wigs. Yeah, ornaments. Faux show. Which best describes a Baroque orchestra? It is small, no conductor, harpsichord. It is large, with women and electrical guitar as the main instrument. It is very large with all kinds of instruments. I just told you that answer like a minute ago. Cool. Hopefully you did as well as I did. Okay, we did this already, but if you want to talk to Bach some more, he's back. Cool. Right, Baroque comparisons. Okay. This one, if you want to do this is totally optional, but you can get out a piece of paper and do this. I'm going to play a pop song and a Baroque song. You need to tell me, how are the pieces different? How are they similar? What instruments can you identify? And what do you picture when you listen to the music? If you don't want to do this, feel free to skip ahead in the video. But if you do, get a piece of paper, get a pencil, make a little graph, Baroque with 4 columns, pop music with 4 columns, and let's listen, and then we'll answer these questions together. So, if you need to pause the video, fine. If you're ready to go, let's go. Woohoo! Okay. That was a taste of it. Let's listen to some Baroque. Okay, so you need to think, how are the pieces different? Well, the Baroque one, it was fancy. You could dance to it. Can you dance to the pop one? Yeah, you could dance to that. The pop one had words and a singer. The Baroque one did not. How were they similar? Well, you could dance to both of them. You might have better ideas than I do. I'm just giving you some things to think about. What instruments can you identify? Do you hear drums? I hear a singer. I think I hear a guitar. I hear keyboard. Okay, how about the Baroque? What instruments do you hear? There's the harpsichord for sure. I hear strings. Do you remember the string instruments? Violin, viola, cello. Do you hear any woodwinds, like flutes or clarinets? I don't know. Do you hear trumpets or drums? I'm not sure. But definitely the string instruments and a harpsichord. Okay, what do you picture when you listen to this music? That one's up to you. What's in your brain? And the Baroque song. What is the picture in your brain? Do you see somebody sitting reading a book? Or a windstorm? I don't know. Okay. If you have more questions about that activity, or if you want to do it on your own and log into Quaver Music, go for it. But let's move on for now. Train the brain. Let's see what you know. Vocab words. Orchestra. What's an orchestra? First introduced in the Baroque period. A little note played before the main note. Going above, below, then back to the note. A fast wobble shared with the note above. These are all about notes, so it must be this one. The orchestra was first introduced during the Baroque period. Appoggiatura, 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 the little note played before the main note. Trill. Wobble. Turn. Ooh. Do. Above, below, and then back to the note. Yes. Let's see what else we know. Vivaldi. Is he a musical puzzle similar to a round? He was fugue mad. Baroque composer who wrote the Messiah? Or the Baroque composer of the Four Seasons? Vivaldi wrote Spring in the Four Seasons. Yes. Handel. Hallelujah. Messiah, yeah. Fugue. and Bach. A fugue is a musical puzzle, like a round. And Bach wrote all the fugues. He was fugue mad. Yes. All right. If you want to be done with your lesson, here we are. Can you recognize these Baroque composers, Bach, Vivaldi, and Handel? Do you know that the Baroque orchestra was small, had no conductor, and featured a harpsichord? If you know those things, then you know what I want you to know about the Baroque period. If you want to stick around and do the quiz with me, you certainly can, or if you want to be done, I'll see you next week. Thanks for coming to music class. And if you want to log in and do the game with your family, go for it. All right, let's go back to the Jeopardy game. All right, quiz challenge. Woohoo! Miss Rebecca versus Miss Rebecca. What a great day, what a great day. We have the Baroque period, Baroque music, Baroque musicians, and is this Baroque? Red team's up first. He's gonna do Is This Baroque for 40 points. Is this music from the Baroque period? This is Harpsichord City. Is the harpsichord from the Baroque period? Yes. Good job, red team. All right, purple team. Baroque period, 10 points. What word does Quaver use to describe the Baroque period? Plain, simple, or fancy? Trills, turns, appoggiaturas. Fancy! Yes. Team Red, gonna stick with Is This Baroque? Is this music from the Baroque period? I can dance to it for sure. But is it harpsichordy and string instruments? No. I think